For those of us in social media, we have all witnessed government bloggers going online and hailing the president as the savior of the sports sector, who's wonderfully done the Talanta Stadium. I think at least 70 or 80% completion. Now, development is good, but if you use the wrong means, it ends up costing us more than it will otherwise have costed us if it did not exist. They have renovated Moi Kasarani Sports Complex at a cost we are yet to know, and I assure you it will be bogus, it will be exorbitant. Now, let me take you to a project that we have real figures of. The Talanta Stadium, which is 80% complete, is estimated to cost 44 billion Kenya shillings. It is a 60,000 seater stadium with all the accompanying amenities and the training grounds aside from it. What you don't know is supposedly the land it's built on was not government land. And there having been a dispute in court between the owner and the government was ordered to pay 15 billion shillings to the owning entity and an additional 5 billion shillings for the inconveniences. So that is 20 billion shillings for the land itself. Meanwhile, adjacent to that land that is private, there is actually a sports place that belongs to the government with big enough land to be able to do this project. But obviously the government opted for private land so that they could pay this entity that owns the land. And your guess is as good as mine. It is benefiting someone in the high places out of all these transactions. Now let's get to the real numbers. It will cost 44 billion shillings to construct. It is a bond. It was taken out as a bond with a least investment being 1 million shillings. It will be paid over a period of 15 years. In 15 years, say my unborn son will be, or daughter will be 15 years old. They will actually almost be done with the CBC curriculum. There will be 3 years to becoming an adult. A child who's not born right now. Anyway, in the entire 15 years, we will pay it at a rate of 15% interest. The total cost of the stadium, get this right, will be 144 billion Kenya shillings. In the end, that will be the total cost of the stadium. Whoever did this deal gave Kenyans a raw deal, because your child and mine will be paying for that monies for the next 15 years to come. You and I will be paying for those monies for the next 15 years to come. Now, in case you say I am biased against the government and I have not seen anything good with the government, let me now give you alternative facts so that you may make the decision by yourself. Morocco has an excellent stadium that is a 53-seater capacity stadium with better amenities than Talanta Stadium will have. The sport complex is known as Moula Abdallah Sports Complex. And this is the actual cost of the stadium. And you can look it up on Google. The reconstruction of that stadium to a brand new stadium was $75 million. That brings the figure to about 9 billion Kenya shillings. You get the difference between the two. 9 billion Kenya shillings. That's like 15 new Morocco stadiums. That looks better, that is at par, that just looks wonderful. You can look it up, it just looks wonderful. So, at a cost of 15 stadiums, we are doing one stadium. 9 billion as opposed to 144 billion Kenya shillings. How does the government get away with executing budgeted corruption or with executing budgeted mismanagement of public funds at the expense of wanting to be seen as if it's working and yet nothing is working? How does one country, and remember this, Morocco is not one of the easiest places to do construction because it is mostly a desert. So there is the sand dunes, the shifting sand dunes, and all that. So they have to consider there's a lot of engineering going on there for them to execute a project of this magnitude. We don't have those inconveniences here. But we are paying 144 billion shillings for a stadium. For a stadium, 144 billion shillings. Is it worth the cost? Because we are even yet to get the true cost of the renovation of the Kasarani Stadium. But is this all worth it? Must we spend this much? This is the same trend we saw with the impugned Adani deals that we were about to enter into until Kenyans made enough noise and the US actually charged the entity that was supposed to do that deal for us with corruption, and the president had no choice but to drop the deal. This is the same raw deal we were getting in that. And now I ask, why did they even ignore the recommendations of the Auditor General that was giving them an option for a cheaper way to construct that stadium? Anyway, we are all in trouble as Kenyans because the debt will keep piling. And you and I will keep being taxed to pay it. That is my unfiltered insight.